Why would a religious man like himself be at a party, which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating, maybe, like I said, men on men, women on women.
And I shook my head, not to say that's ridiculous. I shook my head to say, unfortunately, I don't put nothing past nobody no more.
There you go.
I just can't. I'm disappointed in the people that I've looked up to and found out about their business.
So seeing an FBI agent and numerous other officers going in and out of the house that is behind it. You can see the beige complex there. That home, we understand, according to properties, owned by Sean Combs, or Diddy, as he is known. That property, again...
Streaming results could provide important proof in Diddy's mansion that could harm Bishop T.D. Jakes' football after being sued for drug abuse, violence, and gang rape by Cassie Ventura, his ex-girlfriend, and other women. Jake, who developed a music business worth over $1 billion, was recently embroiled in Lil Rod's lawsuit against the hip-hop mogul. This case put an end to Jake's career. Due to these exorbitant expenses, Jake will always be at the top of the food chain.
Surprise! He's pushing that baby! Somebody's pushing that baby!
I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for 100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you. And then the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. Push. Are we at church? Or is this about to turn like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut?
The decision to halt the day lawsuit against 50 Cent, his kids, and others was made after the agency's investigation into sex trafficking in Miami and Los Angeles tarnished the company's reputation. Connected businesses have faced accusations of sexual assault, sex trafficking, physical violence, including involvement in shooting incidents, and illegal firearms and drug use. The well-known religious leader and motivational speaker T.D. Jakes, who has substantial influence within his groups and even persuaded Wells Fargo to donate $1 billion to Lil Rod in order to foster more hospitable neighborhoods, is named in a 74-page lawsuit that he filed against the city.
If he's going, we know he's going to the Diddy party, and I know that it's... I know what usually happens at the Diddy party, or told us happened at the Diddy party. Maybe he need to see it first, man. Maybe he need to go there and really be involved in things that could help save some individuals while they going to those parties. Or maybe he just going to, man, it's hard to even talk about. Why would you find a rich man, you know, when you know that the saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners, and how would a religious man like himself be at a party? Ain't nothing but sin. It's hard to put in perspective unless he's involved in what is actually going on at the party. You know, I've talked to preachers and I've talked to reverends and priests. They ain't never came to a party with me or nothing like that.
That a big firm like Wells Fargo is funding a project that was supposed to present an optimistic picture from the beginning, but that something wasn't quite right.
Security searched 2 of Diddy's homes on March 25th, one on Star Island in Miami and the other in Holly Hills, California, since the federal raids that sent shockwaves across the country.
So there's always been this kind of talk about him, but I think it wasn't until recently that people really started to hone in and focus on him.
But are criminal charges really on the way?
Anytime you see a raid of this nature, you know, there's an expectation that something's coming. And I'll be frank with you, I still think.
The host forbade the pastor from reminding him that he had no business choosing the company since he was too arrogant to ask questions.
A little bit more freakier, you know, as time went on, you know, because they got to the point whereas that they didn't even care. They used to be secretly, you know, where people used to go to, you know, rooms and different rooms, and they wasn't doing that out in the public. So, but now they don't care. men kissing men and all.
The endeavor by the incoming administration to right wrongs regarding Rodney Jones's ties with Diddy Rodney Jones's complaint, which claimed that Mr. Coleman influenced Diddy, was the first move in this course. Diddy's plan to minimize the damaging effects of the Cassie Ventura case on his public image by taking advantage of his friendship with Bishop T.D. Jakes' persona is specific. Diddy's visit to the Potter's Dallas home was a well-planned public relations ploy that began with a puffy photo session next to the pastor.
What he's doing is he's making, man, he's making the Christians look real bad right about now.
And you been to these parties, right?
Oh yeah, I was there when he was doing the wipe in the Hamptons and the whole 9 yards, so I know what goes on at the parties.
Right now, he's making the Christians seem awful, and you've attended these parties, right? Well, I was present when he was doing the white and the Hamptons in the full 9 yard, so I'm aware of what goes on there. Recently, a video surfaced showing Diddy, the chairman of Revolt TV, entering a chapel where the pastor delivered sermons for networks associated with the T.D. Jakes group. Diddy has been open about his disdain for Jay-Z, despite Jay's significant influence on the music industry. Unlike others, Diddy is not afraid to express his views, as evidenced by his openness about his dislike for Jay-Z's persona. When people mention Corey, they're referring to Kathy White, Jay-Z's alleged mistress, who was reportedly pregnant at the time of her death, which was attributed to an aneurysm. Some believe this incident, like others involving women connected to powerful men in the industry, raises questions. Similarly, a woman close to Kim Kardashian and Kimora Lee Simmons, who authored the book *Bling*, also died suddenly after it reached bestseller status. The suggestion is that these women, caught in the crossfire of powerful men, had no place to turn. Authorities seem to be compromised, and the higher-ups in the industry care little about such casualties. Many in the industry are aware of Jay-Z's rumored affair with Foxy Brown, which allegedly occurred when she was young, and which reportedly harmed her career. Over the years, there have been whispers of Jay-Z's infidelities and their impact on several women. In fact, some argue that his inability to end his affairs has led to the tragic deaths of innocent women. Adding to the controversy, Diddy recently introduced a young woman named Ava, who shared the story of how Diddy adopted her, despite her having biological parents. This raised further questions about his intentions and personal life. As these issues unfold, Diddy has used his platform to highlight what he views as Jay-Z's suspicious absence from the FBI's radar, suggesting there may be more hidden beneath the surface.